Isla Barker, full underwater here on TKR Mornings. I absolutely love that song. Phenomenal it is. Absolutely brilliant. A bit of country music for you all today when we're having our discussion about foods. And I'm joined by Michael Travan, Dean Emeritus of the Faculty of Agricultural and Food Sciences at the University of Manitoba. And we were talking about genetically modified foods just before we cut away to the break. And I want to cycle back to something that you mentioned about rice. So golden rice was engineered to produce beta carotene, correct?
That's right, yeah. It's a precursor.
It's a precursor to vitamin A. And now, obviously, there are areas in the world where you don't get all of the required nutrients and things, and supplements are needed. And myself and Francesca have discussed the supplements in our foods, and wanting to know a little bit more about that.
Your connection is a bit duff at the moment, but I will talk anyway. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah. I'm sorry, you seem to be breaking up there, unfortunately, Michael. Try taking whatever device is off Wi-Fi. That might help.
Hang on, I'm going to have to hang up because I can't hear what you're saying. You can call me again.
Okay, absolutely. We will jump to a piece of music right now, and we will be back when we fix these technological issues right now. So we'll be back in 2 shakes. This is the Baby Goats on TKR Mornings. Well, that was Two Shakes and the Baby Goats. Like I said, we would be back in Two Shakes while we sorted out those technical glitches, and we're back with Dr. Michael Trevan. I can hear you now, so that's good.
Okay, jolly good. I'll go back to where I was with the vitamin A deficiency, which occurs in quite a few Asian countries in particular, because there's a diet which is high in white rice. And the problem with vitamin A deficiency is people, you lose your night blind, you lose your night vision, don't you? Well, unfortunately, if you're a child and you don't get enough vitamin A, you not only totally lose your sight, so you go blind as a child. It's one of the biggest causes of blindness in children in the world is vitamin A deficiency. It also stunts your growth. It makes you more susceptible to infectious diseases. So trying to get more vitamin A into the diet without people having to rush off to a health food store and buy vitamin A tablets, that's why the idea of the golden rice was introduced. And it was a very clever idea because they put the genes into the rice that could make it produce vitamin A, or rather beta carotene, which then turns in your body into vitamin A. So that seemed like a jolly good idea, and it was done by the International Rice Research Institute, which is based in the Philippines. And that was set up in 1960 by the Ford Foundation and one other whose name escapes me at the moment. The Rockefeller Foundation. So, but it never really took off because not that there was anything wrong with it. It looked nice. It was like rice cooked with saffron or turmeric or whatever. It was this golden yellow color. It tasted okay. It would have done its job brilliantly. But it did face quite a few regulatory delays. But its biggest problem was that the people who grew the rice, or rather the people who would sell the rice at the markets, didn't think that the population would buy rice that wasn't white, because it can't possibly be rice. What would they do with it? This sort of thing. So, and it was really that meant that there wasn't so much public resistance as marketers' resistance to this new product, which didn't look like rice because it was yellow. And so I don't think it's ever really taken hold anywhere, despite being a really very good idea.
Yeah, I totally agree, because from my side of things, I think, well, if you're eating a fully balanced diet, do you really need all of these supplements? And so the case is maybe we still, in certain areas, do need these supplements, or is it the case nowadays? Because I remember as a kid eating the breakfast cereals and knowing, I'm getting niacin and thiamine and riboflavin, and apparently these are all important things in my diet, packed into my breakfast cereals, but really not really knowing much about them. They're just names, right? So the public perception to these things going in our foods can sort of cause problems, right?
Well, that's right. And I think that the issue really is that people who are eating a properly balanced, what one might describe as a healthy diet, actually taking vitamin supplements doesn't really make any difference. There's plenty of research on that in the sort of the nutritional and medical press. As you get older and you start to eat less, then having a vitamin supplement might be helpful, because if you're not eating enough, you may be eating all the right things, but you're not getting enough of the vitamins and minerals that you need. And of course, there is the other issue with children that can be particularly susceptible to things like vitamin D deficiency, which means they develop rickets and such like. And that was really the point in the areas like the Philippines and Indonesia, was that the diet wasn't balanced because it didn't contain enough vitamin A. So, yeah, supplements where you're not getting enough of something are a good idea, but supplements where you're getting enough of everything, they don't make any difference except to the bank balances of the people who sell them to you.
100%. And Francesca would sort of agree on that the marketeers and the psychologists are getting too much behind these things and sort of pushing a narrative that obviously then affects the rest of us, because a lot of us don't have the knowledge or the understanding of the deeper levels that go into what's in our food, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
that's absolutely right. And
yeah, go ahead.
And therefore, you can be scared and terrified into thinking, oh, it must be bad, by stories you read on the internet from people who equally probably don't know what they're talking about. And there are plenty of those about.
No, absolutely. And they're all shouting, leave it alone. This is Camille Miller. We'll be back with Dr. Michael Trevan after this.